Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm going to be working on the 92 again today. It's been raining again, like it just likes to do this whole past week and into all next week. But should have enough time to hopefully knock out some headlight restoration and clean up some mirrors and finish up the suspension work. Watch my last video, you saw I kind of started some of the suspension work. I got the original tie rod end loose, but I still got to take it off, put the new ones on, and I got the rear sway bars, or front and rear sway bars done. I got new sway bar end links and shocks and a couple of trailing arm. Great. Are they trailing arms? No, they're not trailing arms. They're torque rods, new torque rod bushings. And so I'm going to keep kind of knocking out some other stuff here in the front. You can see there's a lot of crust going on, sadly, but amazingly enough, the bottoms of these aren't all rusted out like they were on my 83 wagon over here. If you guys saw that video, most of this was missing, which is amazing. But anyway, I guess let's start off with finishing out the tie rod ends and kind of move our way forward on to the next couple of things. There we go. Out it came. Out she goes. Now we'll pull this inner tie rod end all the way off. That's out. She's weird. Oh, this might be a problem. I think my inner tie rod ends are not right. Uh-oh. My inner tie rods are threaded, and these are very much threaded here. So that means I got the wrong inner tie rod ends. And that, not the same. And that's gonna have to go the other side. Well, I just got off the phone with about every parts store in town and nobody has inner tie rod ends. Awesome. So, place an order through Rock Auto. It's a whopping $18. They'll be here sometime this week. Or probably next week. But sadly, it's one of the only days I have half off, and then I have tomorrow off. So I'm going to not waste this weekend and try to get a few things done. Alrighty, so this thing is sadly busted. Get this outer piece off right here. Actually, I don't even know how this is even clipped in here. There we go. There we go for this. The right size. Okay. Yep, that is completely busted in pieces. This speaker was in good sounding shape, so I'm not going to replace it. This is junk though. Bring everything. There we go. Alrighty, I'm going to unravel this. I have a few of these now. Don't know what's good and what's... Alrighty, so I'm going to do this maybe a bit unconventionally, but I ended up pushing all those pins through it, and I'm just going to use some bolts and some washers to put these on instead. Alrighty, this is officially remounted back in place, which is super nice. Nice and sturdy, not falling down anymore. Very nice, very convenient. Not exactly happy with how the repair happened. I wish I could have been able to make these pop rivet on here, but I think with this plastic being busted off, I don't really know how well I could get it to happen, so I'm sure it's enough to upset a purist, but it is what it is. So, moving on to the next thing. This is You guys saw one of my previous videos that I had cleaned out a ton of change out of here, and the only way to get this thing to shift is to actually pop this little lever in back here and it never wants to retract back into place. As soon as you just tap it, it works fine. And after that, nothing. Little tap, good to go. Is this thing replaceable, repairable? I don't know much about it. A few of you guys have dropped some suggestions in my last video, the video when I actually was dealing with this and recommended to spray some penetrating oil in here, and I did, but I think the issue still lies with this. So now, moves just fine, and then once I get back into park, that's stuck up there. And as soon as I move it, do this, we're looking through a lens, and it pushes that tab in right there. I'm good to go. So is this tab replaceable? And if anybody knows, I'd love to hear back from you guys, because I'd love to make this not do this, to where I gotta constantly have to push that little tab over. I was tempted to kind of shove some stuff in there, but I don't know if that will prevent it from ever locking or unlocking. So anyway, would love to hear back from you guys. That would be super fantastic. Please let me know in the word spot. And let's go on to the next thing, I guess. I don't know what that'll be yet, but we'll figure it out. Alrighty, well, I was kind of farting around with some other odds and ends, trying to figure out some stuff to do. I don't think I'm going to knock out the timing belt and the belts today, because I think when I do that, I want to do all new belts, do the timing belt, and then do the valve cover gasket, and a bunch of other stuff when I'm in there. So I'm going to wait for the rest of those parts to arrive. But for now, I found a few vacuum leaks. I'm going to try to do some digging online. This actually seems to just run here and then stops, which I'm pretty sure this runs to the evap canister, which is over there. At least it was over there on my 79. I don't know where they are on all these cars, to be honest, but I'm going to do some vacuum line digging. Looks like this line's been kind of not great too, and it's cracked up. I've got a little bit of vacuum line left, so I'm going to try to do some patch work on some vacuum lines today. And then another thing I think I'm going to do is actually the engine mounts, because, well, you guys just watch. Let me know what you think. That is, how you say, not too good. So I'm going to go monkey with some vacuum lines real quick, and then we'll see if I can get the floor jack out here, and then change some motor mounts. Alrighty, well, I got the passenger side engine mount out, and as you can see, it is very well clapped. It's an OEM Volvo mount, probably all of, let's see, this car was built in 92, so about 30 years old, 28 years old, 29 years old, depends, I'd have to go look at the date. But yeah, I thought for a second I might have the wrong mount because it was off center like that. As you can see, well, I can't see with my finger on the bolt. Yikes. Alrighty, well, I'm gonna go ahead and throw it back in there, throw this in the bin, see if we can make it. Ready? Left-handed shot even. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Scrap guy's gonna love that because it's not metal. Alrighty, one engine mount is officially done. This is the passenger side mount, as you can probably figure out. But just in case you can't, it's the passenger side, because it's left-hand drive. But if anyone wants to send me a right-hand drive 240, I know a guy. It's me. Anyway, while I'm underneath here, I'm looking at these front control arms, and to see some light at the end of the tunnel, which is probably not ideal. And then obviously I saw that, if you watched my last video, you saw I found that hole back over there. So I think that I'm going to find a set of these at a salvage yard and pull them off and sandblast and repaint them. So I don't think I'm going to bother with the ball joints until I find those, because I don't really see a point in me taking it apart multiple times. So I think oh man, these things are gross too. I do have new backing plates already for this. I just got to get calipers. They're just expensive. So if anybody happens to see a junkyard that has a set of these and would be willing to ship them to me, let me know what they would cost. I would be interested. I'm going to try to see if I can't find some. I know these things tend to end up in Detroit a lot. Underneath the hood here for a second and totally forgot about this bolt right here that is very much broken. I don't know how well I'm going to focus with my hand in the way. But you can see this thing is, come on, it's very much curved. Look at that. I don't know how well I'm going to get this thing off of here. Well, a little bit of an update time. For starters, I should really bring out a roll cart, and that way I'm not using the tops of this car for a toolbox. But randomly dawned on me, oh yeah, I have a B230 just sitting in the garage from the guy that I bought that 79 Rusty GT from. So, boom, look at that. Got the bolt pulled out. It was not necessarily easy to get out, but you can tell it had been broken for a while because I was... Focus. That was all that was left on it. on both sides. Alrighty, engine mount number 2 is officially out. This one's the same. It's pretty well shifted right out of its housing. You can see how crooked it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that off with the impact, put a new one on. A couple little teeny updates. While I was up here, I did fix that vacuum line leak. I also replaced that tensioner that I was showing earlier in the video. So now the belts are on and they're nice and snug and tight. That one's actually a tad loose, but still way nicer than it was. So, success. Well, it's almost dark outside, but, well, it's not almost dark. It's just going to be dark in like a half hour from now. But it's getting dark, but you know. Anyway, both engine mounts are officially replaced. The tensioner's fixed up. And really the only thing I have left to do is the transmission mount, and then it should be set. Definitely still some wobbling going on. Honestly, it doesn't even really seem any better. This engine still wants to flop around in here. That mount's new though. Now I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. It's getting a little bit late. I'm gonna call it a night, take a shower, and then come back out tomorrow, knock out a training mount, maybe change the oil, change the transmission fluid to a filter. I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I shouldn't say anything because if I don't do any of those things, I'm gonna feel real dumb when I put this video out. So anyway, I'll catch you guys in the morning or in 4 seconds from now. It is the second day, and wouldn't you know it, it rained again. So that's wonderful. Feels like I live in Seattle, even though I know I don't, because I'm like opposite side of the country almost. I hate weather. Alrighty, well, while I wait for the concrete to dry, I'm gonna at least get something done. So I'm gonna use the Sylvania headlight restoration kit on these, see if I can't shine them up any. If you guys watched my 945 Turbo Wagon video about these, probably saw the before and after results of these. The reason I picked this one over any other headlight restoration kit is honestly just because there's a guy on YouTube called Project Farm, and he tested a bunch of them out, and I like this one the best. I've used these 4 or 5 times now. I think this will be my 5th time using this kit, and every single time I've been pretty impressed with how long it lasts. By being pretty impressed with how long it lasts means none of them have really yellowed back out like this at all. So, anyway, I'm going to go grab a set of gloves because I didn't think about it. Polish off my blueberry Red Bull and then get moving on this.
I don't like spending time with stupid people. So I have very few friends.
Alrighty, it is officially freshly applied, the UV block, final stage, final step, final whatever, and these look a ton nicer. The reason I had to cut the time lapse out and go to the other side and finish it up is because they say in the instructions to only apply it on one headlight, and then the next headlight is immediately afterwards, that way there's no contamination or whatever between the sides to side. So, yeah. It's gonna be about 4 hours to dry. Hopefully it doesn't rain. I really hope it doesn't. So we're just gonna kind of let this sit, and then I'm gonna go monkey with some other stuff, and then hopefully not come over here and touch it. But looks like I might have had a little streak right there I might have missed. I'm gonna have to reapply it right there, but yeah, I don't think these headlights are naturally super clear in comparison to like the glass headlights on the old cars, but that looks a ton nicer. Much improved. Alrighty, I'm underneath here attempting to change the transmission mount. Let's see if it'll light on there. And, well, sadly all these bolts are very clapped out. And I do not think they're going to come out without much of a fight. Or without a lot of a fight, I should say. So I think I'm going to be on the hunt for control arms, a cross member for the transmission, and then rear trailing arms over here because these are all rotted out. And then it looks like, sadly, I'm gonna have to do some brake lines soon. I don't know if I can get a good angle on this, but look at those. Yikes. They look, how you say, gross. So, yeah, unfortunately that's gonna be on the list. I do have a new set of transmission, not a new set, that's a used set of transmission lines coming from my friend Michael. He happened to find a set and sold them to me very, very cheap. So I'm going to be replacing those because you can see those are pretty rotted out as well and look like they're probably about to burst. So sadly, it's going to have to get held off. The carrier bearing thing is also junk too, so I'm going to have to see if I can't find a set of those. I'm going to message a guy that's fairly local to me that has a couple cars laying around and see if he's got anything he'd be willing to sell and how much he wants for them. And then kind of go from there. Alrighty, well I got a little hose contraption going on here. I had to drink a lot of milk really fast to get this. I'm gonna disconnect the return line up top of here, see if I can't get this thing on here, and then flush the fluid out. We'll see how this works. Oh shit, I forget that just broke. Nope, we're good. That was terrifying. Alrighty, I'm gonna just start off by dumping a few quarts in it. I know it's low, because I checked it in the past. It was very low. Look at that. Oh, mud. Oh boy. That stuff looks disgusting. Oh shit, this thing's leaking. Oh man. I really hope that actually got on video. It did. Oh my goodness. Well, I gotta go clean up an oil spill real quick, so be right back. Alrighty, we're back again. Excuse the mess. This is a disaster over here. It looks seriously terrible. I gotta clean all this crap up. But, well, we're back again, this time apple juice. So, stuff looks like engine oil. Blech. It's starting to come out a little clear. Oh boy. I think we're getting red fluid now. Yeah, that's the color we like to see. Alrighty, in process of starting to clean up my mess. I decided a quick knockout and oil change and dumped a good amount of Marvel Mystery Oil in it this time around. Just kind of want to give it a little bit of something to lubricate it, maybe help out with the piston slap, even though I'm sure it ain't going to quite do anything. And Well, I guess let's fire it up and see how the transmission fluid level looks right now. I did get the transmission cooler line hooked back up. Don't worry, I won't make another oil spill. Promise. I hope. So let's go ahead and fire her up, see how she sounds. It's just barely on the end of the dipstick tube. Alrighty, we are right in the max line now. So that is good. I'll probably check it. Probably not exactly at full temperature yet, so I will check it on its first initial test drive to a gas station, like I always do with every car that I ever own and buy. Alrighty, well, I think as of where I sit for right now, I'm gonna call it a day. Sadly, I wish I could have got a bunch more stuff done, but hey, at least the headlights are shined up really nice. Oil's changed, transmission fluid's changed, and what else did I really do? I don't remember, and I don't think much else. Found a bunch of other stuff that I'm gonna have to address soon, which is kind of a bummer, but hey, I'd rather catch it now before it's too late, because that could get really hairy later on down the road. So if you happen to have a parts car and you were looking to get rid of the control arms and trailing arms and cross members and stuff like that, please let me know. I would be interested in purchasing them from you. I'm gonna see if I can't find like a junkyard around here that might have a 240, even though they're really super rare to find in junkyards in Michigan. I guess I wouldn't say really super rare, it's just not very common. Sadly, there's not many 240s still on the road. So anyway, I'm gonna knock out the brakes hopefully soon, and a couple of little odds and ends, and she should be ready to rock and roll. I'm getting pretty excited actually. I cannot wait to drive this car. It's gonna be really, really, really nice to drive. Just a automatic 240 where I don't gotta monkey with anything. Like, I love all my other ones, but I gotta work the carburetor because he's got some carb issues, and then my other one over there's got fuel issues and stuff like that. So fingers crossed I won't have a bunch of issues like that with this one. And I'm gonna go clean up the rest of my mess because it's still a disaster. So very much appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned, and hopefully I'll have some more stuff on that. Man, those headlights look so nice. And hopefully I got some stuff done on that thing sometime soon, if I can point correctly. And well, that thing too. But appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you at the next one. Thanks again.